Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knitty Knotty Podcast, episode 7. This is a redo of episode 7 because we had to scrap the last episode. It has been too long since we podcasted, so here we are back again.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm Diane. I'm Freedom for You on Ravelry, and I'm the Knotted Bag on Etsy and on Instagram.
And I am Knitty-Witch on Instagram and Ravelry.
Yeah. So, yes, it has been. Even the episode that we've decided to scrap because we didn't have much on it, and life happens. We didn't talk about much, and it was, gosh, we recorded that before Christmas. So,
Yeah.
No, for New Year's, between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
So, and since then, I've had knee surgery. I had a full 10 days of just knitting, Netflix, and napping, and that's literally all I did. And I missed my wheel, even though I can go weeks without spinning. It sits in my living room, and I would stare at it, and the fact that I couldn't spin made me want to spin. You know what I mean?
Aww. Yeah.
Yeah, so I missed it, and I did a little bit this week. The last time I had knee surgery, I found that the spinning actually was almost like a bit of a rehab thing. Like, it actually helped sort of get a little bit of motion going in my knee, and even though I can sit in a way that I'm not bending too much, you don't have to bend your knee 90 degrees, right? Because I can walk on it, but I still don't have the full flexibility. It's still quite swollen. But just the movement like this, it kind of works the muscles a little bit without, so I did 10 or 15 minutes and felt very accomplished.
Well, I took my wheel out for literally 1 minute and 30 seconds. I started spinning on it and it was too dark, and I was like, forget it. I'm not going to do this.
You need good light. I also have super bad posture. I don't do the long draw. And so I hold it, I do the inchworm, I don't know what they call it. It's like that inchworm thing where I hold it with my left hand and then I go like this. So I always end up twisting around.
I do that too. I go like this.
The worst posture in the world, but I definitely need light because when you get into the dark, I'm looking at it over my pants or over the ground or whatever. Anyway, so we have a lot to talk about.
A little.
Because I finished the sweater.
Yay!
I did it in a week. This was post-surgery.
Wow.
I might have on the day before the surgery, I'm not sure. This is really old yarn from, I don't know how long ago. From, I'm reaching to get another skein of it, because, where is it? This is from before I had my son, I think. And it's called, oh, I pulled it up. I had pulled it up. I've got everything on my tablet. It's Nashua hand knit sitar in the chalk, I think, colorway. It's really pretty. I don't know that I would pick this up today. I'm not the same person I was, or the same knitter I was 10, 11 years ago. But I've had this for a long time. I knitted it was called Deconstructed Jacket a long time ago, and I hated the fit of it. But I had also bought all of this, what is this, Rowan Silkade.
Yeah, I have some of that.
Yeah, so I had bought these 4 different, no, that's a different one. I had bought these 3 different ones to match this.
Oh, wow.
And I started making this ruffle border on my jacket, and it was just awful. I just ripped the whole thing. I didn't even try to save, the ruffle that was made out of this. But I had saved all of this yarn. So I thought, if I don't like this yarn in a sweater, I'm not going to like it at all. But I actually quite like it. This pattern is, and I wore it to work and I got compliments on it. And it looks, I guess it kind of looks like a store-bought. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I think
yeah, it's a compliment.
Because I said that to you about your cardigan at Rhinebeck. To me, it's a compliment. If it looks like you got it, sweater. It's like, this is the, I don't know how to say it, Caora sweater, Caora by
Caora.
right?
Caora?
Caora? I don't know. It's by Little Theorem. So it's a simple pattern. I like it. I think I made the sleeves a little too short. If I really wanted to, I could lengthen them, but I don't hate them.
Well, good.
It's just like a simple.
It's really pretty.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. So I want this year to be all about the sweaters.
So do I, but I'm not off to a good start.
So the other thing I finished, my other finished object is, now I can't remember if I showed these finished on episode 6 or if I did on episode 7, but whatever, they're done. So this is my hat that I've talked about before with self-striping yarn.
Mm-hmm.
They're done and the pattern is up and published. Yay, I'm so happy. And I've sold some already, which is really cool. It was like, I posted on Instagram and then I got a bunch of sales of the pattern, which was really
Yeah,
cool.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was nice. So, and I have a friend locally who is buying this hat because she loves it so much.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
I figured out that it takes a little less than 60 grams of yarn because I weighed both of them. I don't know how people figure out the yardage. Do they just do the math of like?
Ravelry does the math. You weigh it and you put it into Ravelry and it tells you how many yards.
Oh, okay. Maybe you'll need to show me how to do that because I just basically went with I did an estimate. Like this is Cherie's like Kirby Werby, and I think it was 450 yards per skein. And since I used 56 grams, I basically did like 60% of the 450. So I put 300 yards. But more accurately, I weighed both of these, and they're very different yarns. Like this one's a bit lighter, but they both weighed 56 grams, which I thought was kind of interesting. So I think this would be really good to do. I want to try this with like a leftover skein and then do a contrast for the brim.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and just like, and I don't have one yet. I don't even know if people make the 50-gram skeins in self-striping. Because you see a lot of the 50-gram skeins now for socks with like a contrast mini. And so I don't know, and I've been looking through my stash, so I just want to see if that's something that would be doable. But I think there's just so much you can do with this hat and play around with different yarns that I'm really excited about it. So it's called Striper. It's on Ravelry. It's $2.75 Canadian. Because even on Ravelry, I sell in Canadian dollars. Because don't get me going on that again, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and then I got, we didn't do stash enhancement. We should maybe do that. But I got these 2 pom-poms. So this is the one where I had like difficulty actually receiving the package. But
oh yeah,
it wasn't her fault. It was totally Purolator. They're crazy. They don't actually. I was sitting in my chair and I heard the guy crunching up to the front door, which we don't really use, and didn't knock on the door. Just left the delivery slip. So, and this one's so cute. It's like a rainbow.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, so does my son. He's like, Mommy, I want that one. I said, well, it's for me. And he said, well, we can order another one.
Oh, wow. Of course it could say that.
Originally, I wanted to get them to put on these hats. But because I didn't plan for the pom-pom, I didn't really leave a hole. You know where you do like this? Next time I know that I'm doing a pom-pom, I will leave more of a hole because this is the snap thing. So I need a bit of that hole, but it looks so cute with it. But
that is cute.
Yeah, anyway. All right. You talk.
Me talk. Well, I finally finished my Halloween socks.
Yay!
I'm so done with these. They're about 5 rows too long, so they're a little long on the toe. So that means that I'm going to have to knit another pair of socks for myself, and I'm going to have to decrease, or not decrease, but have to knit 5 rows less on the length of the foot. And then I should finally have the perfect size sock for me. It's been trial and error since my gauge changed.
Oh.
So because my gauge changed, I had to redo my whole formula for my sock pattern. So
Hang on, I overfill my cup of coffee. I just have to lean over and sip out of it. I'm still listening.
It's so funny. You just see you like rolling out of this frame. And I know that I said, well, what are you working on?
Wait, so you finished the pair or you finished that first one?
I finished the pair.
And they're both too long?
Yeah. Well, I did them both the same. I didn't want them, I'm OCD. I didn't want them to be different. So
are you going to be able to wear them though still? Yeah,
they're still wearable. They're just a little loose on the toe, but they're fine.
Can you, and I do toe up, you do toe ups as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you take it, even though you're going from the opposite way, could you take the toe, could you, let's say, take the toe out, pick up the stitches and use a contrast yarn and do your toe with a contrast yarn and shorten it that way?
No, the toe isn't the problem. It would be the heel, because I have to take 5, because it's toe up. It would have to be, I couldn't do it from the toe.
Why not?
Because it was knit toe up, so I couldn't unravel the toe.
You can do, like, people do the afterthought heel, right?
Yeah.
Pick up stitches live. Mm-hmm. When you do the afterthought heel, half of the stitches you're picking up are in the other direction. I mean, it wouldn't unravel the way it wouldn't unravel, but I feel like you could probably pick up stitches around, get rid of that extra fabric, and then knit a contrast toe.
It's probably not. No, because the toe, the way that I do the toe, it goes up, it increases up to the amount of stitches you need. So the length really isn't the heel. Like I would have to take some of like 5 rows before I started the heel. Like 5 rows out before I started the heel. So it's not really that big of a deal. It's going to be fine. So that's all I have finished. We talked about my shawl, my fading point shawl, and how I had to rip it back because even though I did the pattern right, I don't know what happened. I lost 6 stitches off of one side. I was 6 stitches short. So I haven't knit on that yet. I think I'm going to pick that up again, but I needed a palette cleanser. So I know I said that I wasn't going to knit any more socks, but I am knitting socks again.
Yeah.
So this is the pair of socks that I'm working on now. I needed something to just be mindless and that wouldn't take me a pattern.
I love that yarn.
Yeah, so this yarn is, I think she's a local hand dyer to me, Holland Handmade.
Oh, nice.
And this is called Nora. It's a one of a kind. And I found it at my local yarn shop and I had bought it and I was like, I don't have manly colors. I need to buy a manly color. So I went and I bought blue and my boyfriend wanted a pair of socks. So it just turned out that I had the blue yarn in my stash.
It's so pretty. And I love your stitch markers.
Well, thank you. And it's living in this adorable little bag that I got from also a local sewer.
Oh, cute.
With my little princess.
Hey, is your local yarn store open Friday evening?
Yes. Well, no, Friday at 5. They're only open till 5. On Wednesdays, they open late. So on Wednesdays, they're open till 8 o'clock.
I was thinking when I go to your place from Maryland, it would have been fun to go, but I don't think we'll have time then. There's no way I'll be there for 5. It'll take hours to drive down.
That's all right. Yeah. So that's what I'm working on, and that's all I'm working on. I'll probably go back. I don't know if I'm going to go back to the shawl maybe today and then work on the little and then go back to the socks. I might go back and forth between the two, like when one gets, do a couple rows and then go back to the, just for the lace pattern. I got to get through the lace pattern because it goes into garter stitch after that, which is completely easy and not a problem. It's just getting past that lace section that I keep having problems with.
You're going to have to just count every, like
every row. I'm going to have to count every freaking row.
You know how to
do it. I don't know how it happened because I was telling you that, you know, sometimes when you do a lace pattern, you know, you messed up because you don't have the amount of stitches that they're telling you to have, like to finish the row. And I had the right amount of stitches to finish the row. Like the pattern worked out. Like you can't even tell. There's not even a flaw in the pattern for where I knit it. It's just off 6 stitches. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, you're gonna have to count and see, like, look at the stitches you made, and at some point you might figure out what it was that you did, you know, by looking at it. You might not have to count every single row once you figure it out, but maybe you will. You're just gonna have to suck it up and, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, because this shawl has been a trial, man. I am not good with lace. I don't know what it is. Just don't know what it is. That's all right. It's not even a hard lace pattern. It is simple. It is a simple lace pattern. I'm reading it and I know that it's not that difficult, but
Right.
you know, that's fine. I want to just finish it and I want to get back to knitting sweaters.
There you go.
So what are you working on?
Right now, oh my gosh. So I cast on this, I have this, again, in sort of the spirit of going stash diving, and again, I have so much yarn and I have sweater quantities and I have things that I've loved for years, so I've decided to knit them. I had this really nice Noro, it's called Coco, I don't even know how to say it.
Curayon? Curayon?
Kochoran. And again, this is really old. It's I don't know if it's chunky or bulky, or, you know, between the States and Canada and other parts of the world, they're called different things, but it's the right weight for the sweater. I basically decided to do the Oatmeal sweater by Richmond. So it's a 14, the gauge is 14 stitches, or it's 12, but it calls for yarn that knits at 14 stitches per 4 inches. So it's really pretty yarn. I had bought several skeins, well, different colors. Several years ago, I knitted a hat for my niece, and hand warmers, and I think a hat for my sister-in-law. So I made this. I'm working on the Oatmeal.
Ooh, I like the colors.
Yeah, the neckline is with some Cascade Eco
Plus, Eco Duo.
No, it's not the Duo.
Is it Eco Plus?
Hang on. It's just ecological wool. It's these big, huge.
Okay, I think that's called Eco Plus, and it's an Aran weight.
It's not plus. It's just called Cascade Yarns Ecological Wool, and it's listed on Ravelry as a bulky.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, it's actually a little bit thinner than the Noro. When I was looking at them, I thought they were both the same, but I noticed as I was knitting that this one is a little bit thinner than this one. And now, again, I don't know what's wrong with me, because I did this with that other sweater, the pole, with my blue yarn that I thought was like thicker. I thought was an Aran, and it's actually a worsted. So somewhere things aren't working. But anyway, I just looked again this morning, and this one, the gauge is like, 3.5. It's 14 to 16, and this one is truer to a 14. And the sweater calls for, the 14. So anyway, I only have one skein and maybe a half of this. I had bits and bobs left from the previous projects, and then I had a full skein. So I just spliced them together the first time I knit the sweater. So this pattern, you're gonna appreciate this. So the Oatmeal Pullover, it's a raglan, right? A top down. And in the pattern, she doesn't say to do plain rounds between the increase rounds. So you do a few rounds where you're increasing on the sleeve part and the body part, and then it goes to you're just increasing on the body, like the front and the back, and you're not increasing on the sleeve. You're just knitting. And I was looking at the pattern and I thought, well, that's weird. Like anytime that I've done this kind of pattern, you would do a regular round between increase rounds, right? But it
Right.
didn't say that in the pattern. So then, of course, I think, okay, well, this person clearly knows better than I do because it's their pattern. I knit it that way. And sorry, it's the winter. My nose drips
Oh,
over.
I know. Mine is running too. I'm over here trying not to sniffle on the camera.
Go get a clean it. So anyway, this was like half the length to the sleeve. It was crazy. It was like this little, and I thought, okay, well, maybe I'm knitting it wrong or whatever. I got all the way through the body. I was almost all the way down to the first sleeve. And then I thought, you know what, this is crazy. Like, this doesn't look like it's going to fit at all. And it was like jacked up to here. Like, even in here, you can see this as well. I find it's a little bit, like, at least it fits, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the other one was just like the neckline pulled. It just didn't work. So I looked it up and I noticed somebody that I'm on Instagram with had notes for the thing, and I started seeing how everybody was saying you've got to do the extra plain round between the increase rounds. And so we messaged on Instagram about it, and I thought I'm not gonna friggin' wear it anyway. Like it's not gonna fit right, so I might as well. It's also meant to be like it's meant to be a like this. Like it's not. What am I looking for? It's snug. It's a snug fit. The sweater is what it's meant to be, but it just didn't look right. So I ripped it all back and started knitting it again with that extra row between, and now it actually looks like a normal decent. I also started it with a one size bigger. So
Looks
now,
good.
yeah, now it looks like it'll actually fit. So once I'm done with these colors, it won't do the whole body. I don't have enough. I continue with this. And since this is thinner, what I was thinking is I could use one of these kid silk ones. Like I could add this to this,
Mm-hmm.
the pale pink. And if I run out, this stripe, I could just use one of the other ones I have. So I might do that.
It sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, just to thicken this up a little bit.
I'm so itchy today. I keep like my nose is itching, my shoulder's itching, my head is itching, everything's itchy. Dry skin. It's because it's so dry outside.
Yeah, we have a lot of dry skin here too. So that's that project, which has been like a little bit frustrating, but at least now I'm on the right track.
I love it when you get on the right track. I can't wait to get on the right track.
I also have yarn to make another one of these that I kind of pulled together. So it just really annoys me. I don't understand. Like, why would you not put that in the instructions?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Now, did she make it obscure? Because I know that in one of the patterns we talked about, she didn't specify to keep the button band, to keep doing the button band. Oh, hold on, you're frozen. You froze for a second.
So I will have to edit that out. But I was just saying, I missed what you just said, but I was just saying I don't understand why would you leave that out in the pattern? It makes no sense.
Right, and I was saying that in one of the patterns that I knit before, you do the button band stitches, like you knit the button band every row. It's not, you don't pick up, but she never specified to keep doing that.
Right.
So like until I figured it out, I wasn't doing the button band stitches, and I realized that it was off. So she never wrote it in there. She just assumed that you knew.
Yeah. I feel like having knitting a plain round between increase rounds is a pretty basic instruction in the sense that it needs to be in the pattern. Like it kind of boggles the mind. And it wasn't a cheap pattern either. Like Canadian, I think I paid $10 for it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was definitely in the $6 something rains, and it's a pretty plain like top down raglan. Anyway, whatever. The other thing that I've been working on is, I think the last time we recorded, and that is up, like episode 6, I said I wanted to knit from my hand spun, and then you and I talked about what I could use as a pattern. So I bought is it the So Faded it's called? It's the faded fingering weight sweater. Yeah, So Faded is what I'm using as a pattern for this, because I figured I will use this pattern again if I like it. So again, I'm knitting this from my hand spun. That's from 2 Loop Fast.
Ooh.
I love this so much.
Wow, that's really pretty.
Yeah. So not colors I would generally tend to go for, but I'm really enjoying it. That's the back.
Good.
So this is really light fingering, I'm realizing, but I like the fabric I'm getting, and this is one of those, now that I'm on the body, I can take this to work and I can just knit on it a little bit at a time. So I'm not, it's one of the slower, I'm not trying to like slam it out really quickly. Yeah. And I still have a good amount of, so I think I should have enough if I measured it properly, my yardage. I should have it up for the whole sweater, but I'm pretty good at coming up with another yarn to go with it if I need to. So that's the other thing I'm working on. And then I haven't worked on it a lot, but I have a very tiny start to my Swoncho.
Wow, it's so beautiful.
So because I was focused on the bulkier weight sweaters, I haven't really touched this. I'm not a big fan of intarsia, so this one I'm really kind of forcing myself because I want to.
You want it, but you don't want to knit it.
No, I want to knit it. And I think it's good to learn new skills. I also don't love chart reading, and this is all chart reading. So I've got to be in the mood to work on this, and I just haven't been, but loving it anyway.
Well, good.
And see, I have been like very active because I've been sat on my butt.
Can you hear that wind?
No, because I'm hearing snow blowers in my.
Okay, good, because it is really windy here and my whole house is like shaking.
Oh, really? So I did a thing.
Uh-oh.
Where I frogged a scarf that I had already knitted years ago. I've actually worn it. And then I just frogged it because I don't wear it anymore. And again, like I've changed, it's not me anymore. But I still freaking love the yarn. So this is hand spun from an art bat. And at the time when I spun this yarn, I still love it, but I wanted something that it would really show it off. You know, when I had the art bat, I was like, can I just wear the art bat somehow because it's so pretty. I wanted so much to like represent the art bat the way I loved it in how I would wear it. So I had used this pattern, like this cowl, and I really loved it, but I wasn't wearing it anymore. And I decided, I'm going to repurpose the yarn. So frogged it. I have this other hand spun that's very similar. But I would say this is more of a variegated, whereas this will stripe. So I'm going to put them together. Like my and I have a pattern in mind for it. So I think that once I'm done with this oatmeal pullover, I will probably pass this on with the other pattern I have in mind. And even though I haven't knit that other pattern yet, I've already pulled yarn to make a second one of that. So this really will be the year of the sweater.
Okay.
I think that's it for what I am working on.
Well, let's talk about your stash enhancement.
So I'm so stoked because I haven't bought like cool yarn in a while. Well, probably since Rhinebeck. And I did some online shopping on like Boxing Day week.
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa has my stuff because the shipping to Canada is insane. And the reason I have only been buying on sale is the exchange rate is like 30%. So I'm not paying 50 to 60 bucks a skein of yarn.
Right.
And then when I ship to you, it's cheaper, and I'm going to see you in May. So like I don't even have to buy it, Maryland. I can just pick up my stuff at your house.
Yeah.
But I did get something yesterday. There's a store in my area that I've never been to. It's like in the west end of the city. I'm just gonna really quickly Google this company because I have never heard of this dyer, and I just want to see if she's Canadian. Have you heard of Shirley Bryan yarn?
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna look it up really, really quickly. I meant to do this before. I don't know if she's Canadian or not. So anyway, I went yesterday. I could not resist this. Let me just see. About us. Da-da-da. Oh, I think she's Canadian. Oh, she had a store nearby. Okay, she ran a yarn store for about 5.5 years. Okay, so she is pretty local to me. And this is called Get the Bail Money Ready. I couldn't.
That's funny.
So her name is Shirley Bryan Yarn. I had never seen it before.
That's gorgeous.
Isn't it?
It's so pretty.
I don't think I have anything like this. I hope you can see it.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
Yeah. So I could not resist this one. It kind of looks a little bit like Miss Bab's jellyfish. But not quite. And I'm living for like orange and coral right now. So that and I got these cute, this isn't super fancy, but they're so cute. These little stitch markers. They're from Haya Haya.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. Those are really cute.
Yeah. They were so cute. So I got that too. So that's what I got yesterday, but please show me what you received for me.
So I feel like I'm showing off my yarn, but it's not. It's yours. But like I am so in love with these.
Yeah.
So this is, what is it? Papiput?
Yeah, and I got those too on a D-stash.
It's from Indonesia. So it's absolutely gorgeous. And then you have a fade.
So those are two. So there's two of those. And what I would like to do, like I've set aside a set of 2 and 2 in my stash. I've never brioche, and there's a brioche kind of cardigan sweater that I have been eyeing for a really long time, and it takes 2 and 2. So I think potentially that's what that could end up being.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God, the neighbor's snowblower is so loud. I don't want to complain because he's doing our shared lawn or our shared driveway. Anyway, so then I ordered on Boxing Week those 4 skeins from, what's the dyer again?
The dyer is a guy with 2 needles.
Right.
And it says guys can knit too.
Yeah.
So this is the first one. And then this is the second one. It's got a little more orange in it.
Yeah, when you showed them to me first, I thought, oh crap, is that the same?
I'm not gonna lie, they do look a lot alike. They are really similar, but this one has a little bit more orange in it, so it's gonna be a nice fade because you put that one before this one.
Yes. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yes. So then you have this one, and then you end with this one. This one is my favorite. I'm in love.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that would make a nice kind of fade, and then if I need a fifth, I could do like a black or something.
Yeah, definitely a black or a pink.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, thank you for receiving my things. I'll get them in
welcome.
Christmas.
I ordered a new project bag, so I'm pretty excited about it, and I'll talk about it next time because it hasn't gotten here yet. But I'm pretty excited about it.
Who'd you order it from?
From Fate's Thread.
Oh, okay.
She was having a sale, a 30% off sale. So I ended up getting this medium-sized bag for $25.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'll show it when it comes in.
Oh, good. Is the sale still on?
I don't know. It was for her husband's birthday. Her husband turned 30.
Oh, okay. Speaking of bags, I don't know. I'm gonna try to sew today. I don't know if I'll be able to because when I'm making my bags, I have to do a lot of going to the ironing board and ironing, and I might try. But I started working on these before my surgery.
Aw, those are so cute.
Hello, puppies. So I will, and then the inside fabric is also puppy.
Oh, that's adorable.
I don't know if I can. Yeah. So I have some in each size, actually. I have a shawl size, a sweater bag, and then some sock size. So I'll see if I can get those done. It would be nice to add them to the shop. And then I know you love this fabric. I made 2 of these sweater bags.
Oh, yeah, that's gorgeous.
Didn't that work out nice?
Yeah, it did.
So there's 2 of these in the shop, and that's it. And actually, my
really pretty.
I want a bag like that, and I called the store, and they were out of the fabric. So yeah.
So do you have anything else?
No, I think looking around me. No, I think that's it. That's enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what about you? Anything else to?
No, that is it. That's all I have for right now.
So you're gonna keep plugging on the shawl and your socks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And good.
Yep.
Cool.
All right.
I guess.
So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Oh yeah, I forgot people will be watching this.
Yeah. Yeah. See, we just love talking.
We're just having our chat.
I know.
So thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
Bye.